when it comes to barbecue, it can work out quite expensive if you're buying your briskets, your pork shoulders, your ribs. And I saw a couple of videos during the week where people have been able to get these pork ribs from Farmfoods. Now, here in the UK, that's one of the cheaper supermarkets, generally a lot of frozen products. And I've got one just across the road. So I popped in there last night and actually managed to get myself 2 racks of ribs, 1.6 kilos each, and they're around about £12 a rack. Now, they did vary in size. Some were only a kilo. The ones I managed to pick out were 1.6. So I'm going to give them a try, see how they turn out. Generally, I do buy my meat from a local butcher, DS Eagles in Writtle, and their meat is fantastic. They trim it how you want it, and you do save a little bit of money there if you ask them to do that. By the time they've weighed it out, you're not paying for anything that you're going to be not using. So this works out quite economical. So hopefully they're going to taste good. I'm just allowing them to, so they were in the refrigerator thawing out overnight, and I'm just finishing them off thawing in some cold water in the sink. I'm then going to chuck them on the smoker. The smoker's all lit, ready to go. It's currently around about 275 Fahrenheit. So I want it to be aiming 275 to 300 because I'm going to be doing these relatively quickly. I was going to go for the 3-2-1 method, but time's running out. So I'm going to be just doing them a little bit hotter, but I will be wrapping them and then putting barbecue sauce and then letting them have that barbecue sauce out being wrapped, just maybe in a foil boat towards the end of the cook. So let me go and get them. We'll get them seasoned and chuck them on the smoker. So these are the ribs. These are made by Swift, packaged by Swift in the USA, and they're St. Louis cut. And these ones were 1.636 kilos and 1.63. So, like I say, you could find, you go in there and they've maybe only got ones that are from a kilo, but they do go up to 1.7. So these were literally the biggest I could get. So that's what I went with. Cooking wise, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing about 275 to 300 until I get my internal temperature to where I want it to be. And then I will probably wrap. I do need to just check, but I'm aiming maybe for an internal of around about 150, 160 degrees Fahrenheit and then wrap them. But I might just have a look online and see what other people would suggest. But anyway, let's get these out of the packaging, wipe them over with a bit of paper towel, and then I'm going to season them. And in here, I've just got salt, pepper, some smoked paprika. I've got some brown sugar, and that will just be. Also, I'm going to be using a little bit of French style mustard just as a bit of a binder. So let me get these unpacked. These look really decent. They've got loads of meat on these. And just as a side note, I don't know if you're in the UK, but if you haven't been to a Big Easy, fantastic. I went there. It was an anniversary treat by my daughter and my son for me and my wife last week. Food was amazing. If you love barbecue, honestly, Big Easy, check it out. It's really good. Now, some people will rinse their pork and some people won't. I personally don't like the idea of having meat juices being flicked around in my kitchen, maybe outside as I'm outside, but I haven't got a large enough bucket, and I personally think just wiping them down is sufficient. Now, there's not a lot of meat on the back part. There is some fat that I do want to trim off, and again, whether or not you decide to take off the membrane, but because there's not a lot of meat on the back here and I'm pressed for time, I'm actually going to leave that on. Most of the meat is obviously on the front of the ribs anyway, and it can be really fiddly, so I'm not going to be removing the membrane. I'll probably just score it. Right, I'm no expert, but for me that looks good. So I'm going to go and grab my mustard, apply that as a binder, and then I'm going to put my seasoning on. So I have got my yellow mustard. I love ribs. Most of the time I'd go to a restaurant, I would choose ribs or a steak. Rarely would I choose anything else. I always see people do this with their hand, but I don't actually know what it's doing. I suppose if you're trying to stop it from falling off and touching, maybe touch the sides a little bit better. Makes sense. I'm not going to go mad with the underside. I don't think you need to. And once these have been wrapped, and then I put them back in a foil boat, then the barbecue sauce is really going to take it to another level. So I've just checked my ribs, internal temperature is where I want it to be. So I'm now going to put them on some foil, and I'm also going to be putting them with a little bit of light brown sugar. I'm going to be putting on some dark maple syrup, and a few weeks back I also smoked some butter. So I'm going to be cutting up a few slices and then put the smoked butter on top as well. Obviously the ribs are already going to have a smoky enough taste, but it was in the fridge, thought I might as well use it. And one thing I wanted to say as well is when it comes to barbecue, it can obviously get quite expensive, but you don't have to make it expensive. You don't have to buy the best meat. You don't have to buy the best type of ingredients. I've always been encouraged to try and live within your means. So by buying certain things that are cheaper than others, like non-branded stuff, I've got no problem with doing that. And I think it allows you to cook more often and still getting that flavour. Yes, I can imagine that a bit of USDA grade brisket is absolutely amazing, but it's not within everyone's budget. And that's why getting ribs like this, they're going to be good eating, I can imagine, from what I've seen on the reviews. It's about how much care and time you put into preparing it and making sure it's all seasoned nicely. So anyway, enough about that. Let's get these off of the smoker, get them wrapped, and then we'll get them back in for maybe another hour and a half. So still pretty stiff at the moment, but colour on them's looking good. So there's no exact science to this. Do what feels right, or if I'm doing it wrong, let me know. So I'm going to go in with a bit of butter, then a bit of dark maple syrup, and as these carry on cooking, all of the juice is just going to be retained in this foil. And just as a side note, I didn't spritz these either. I kept on checking on them, and every time I did, they didn't look like they were drying out. They still look nice and moist. So the only thing I'm worried about, this foil is not particularly large. So I'm probably going to go over with another bit of foil over the top. Or all the way around. most importantly, I just want to make sure I don't puncture the foil, because otherwise I will lose all of that lovely juice that's going to be forming. So that's one lot done. Let's get this back on. Going with the rest of this smoked butter. And what I might actually do is drain off some of the, this one's going to have a little bit more butter on it, but what I might do is actually drain off some of these juices, mix it with some barbecue sauce, and then that way I can make a nice homemade barbecue sauce with the addition of what I've already got in the fridge. Right, so I'll get these ones wrapped up, put those back on the smoker, and yeah, check the temp in about an hour or so. And just as a little side note, what I've done with the bottom rack in this ProQ is actually put the bottom rack of ribs in this foil tray, and then if any juices do leak out, it's going to be captured in the tray, and that counts for the top ones as well. So I'm not going to lose any of that lovely juice. I'll just keep on checking on them, see how things are going. I've just turned this into a little foil boat. You can see that the bones are just pulling away, or the meat's pulling away from the bones. I'm now just going to put a little bit of what I've got in the cupboard, which was this Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce as a glaze, and then let those go a little bit longer until I hit an internal of around about 200. But I'll probe them for tenderness, but I don't want them to be fall apart. I do want a little bit of a bite to them, but they're looking good, eh? And I will then check and do the same for the ones in the bottom as well. You should be able to see just down there. So nicely coated. These look like they've got some good amount of meat on them.
So sometimes with barbecue, timings can go out the window. So it's now 10 to 8, but I've allowed the ribs to rest, and I finished them off in the oven because we had chicken for our almost starter. But these look great. The bones are pulling away from the meat, or the meat's pulling away from the bones, and I'm just about to carve into them. So let's see how we did with these Farmfoods ribs. So this is how they turned out inside. Lovely smoke ring on that. Some of the bones were just falling off like this, so maybe for some people that's a bit too done if you still want a bit of a bite to it. But I'm going to be tucking into these now, and hopefully everyone else is going to love them. They smell awesome. Let's hope they taste amazing too. I thought I would do a taste test. So this is probably a little bit too done for some because it's literally falling off. Let's give it a taste. Nice clean bite. Smoke ring, not as big as I was expecting, but I didn't put a load of wood on during this cook. But the butter, the maple syrup, along with the brown sugar has really sweetened these up, and then glazing it with that Sweet Baby Ray's as well. So really impressed. Would I recommend those ribs? Definitely. So if you want to get some good value ribs, then maybe check out the ones at Farmfoods if you're in the UK. But anyway, I'm going to tuck into the rest of these. Hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next one.